Hey guys, how are you doing today? Today I am bringing you the back to school tag that I created. I'm a teacher, as a lot of you might know, and I thought that since I'm going back to school on the 14th of August and school starts on the 17th of August, I thought that it would be fun to sort of have a back to school tag. So, without further ado, let's get started. Question number 1 is first day of school jitters. Name a character or book who you feel a connection to when it comes to sort of how you were during your awkward stages of school, or if you're still in school, what character do you feel most connected to? And the character that I chose was Cather from Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I actually never went out of state or to another college. I didn't have the real college life where I had the dorms and things like that. But I feel like if I did, I would be a lot like Cather. I'm not a big partier. I'm not a big just going out and meeting all different kinds of new people kind of person. I'm very intrinsic. Like, I like to be with my small group of friends. So Cather really reminded me of what I would be like, sort of like my first time in college and things like that. Question number 2 is English class. Who is your favorite author? My favorite author would have to be Laurel K. Hamilton. She has written the Anita Blake series as well as the Mary Gentry series, and I have almost all of her books. Actually, this bookshelf behind me, the last three shelves are all Laurel K. Hamilton. So I absolutely adore her. She is fantastic. Question number 3 is history class. My favorite history teacher. Pick a book that is your favorite from another time period. Now, the book that I'm going to have to choose is one that I have read recently, and Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I loved this book. I loved the time period it came from. It was right before World War II. Probably, I think it was, they said 1939, so right before everything just really started hitting in Europe. And I thought that it was a very interesting time, like the way her characters thought and their actions and different things like that. So I love that book. Question number 4 is math class. So name a book that made you think harder about the subject matter or the plot. And the book that had me thinking harder about the subject matter would have to be After Dachau by Daniel Quinn. It is a book set in the far future, but it's in sort of like a different timeline. What would have happened had Hitler won? And it sort of goes through this character who is sort of transported from the past during that time to this near future in where it's an Aryan race. There is no person of color. There is no person of a different ethnicity or culture. Everyone is part of the Aryan race. And she sort of takes over this body of an Aryan woman, and she's coming to terms with what life was like. That's all I'm going to give you, but it's a really good book. It's one of my absolute favorites. Question number 5 is science class. Name your favorite science fiction book. Mine would have to be The Automatic Detective by A. Lee Martinez. It sort of takes my love of mystery books and my love for science fiction and A. Lee Martinez and sort of wraps it all up in a nice package of book. And it's all about this detective who is a robot, an automatic detective, and his struggles with trying to go with what he was programmed to do versus sort of how he's feeling about certain characters. So it's a really good book. I highly suggest it. Arts class. So name a book that you are in love with the cover art. Now, I haven't read this book, but the cover is stunning. I saw it on Sasha's channel. It's one of her friends, I believe, but this cover it's absolutely stunning. It's The Keeper's Vow by Francina Simone. Just, the pinks and just the tree, and it's just so gorgeous. And I want to read the book mostly because of the cover. Is that sad? Is that bad of me? I don't know, but it's so beautiful. It's so aesthetically pleasing. Question number 7 is physical education, PE. What book felt like a marathon that you were just running to get to the end? Or it could be a series as well. Mine's a series. It would have to be the Stephanie Plum series by Janet Ivanovich. I read the first, I think, 11 books in 1 week during a snowstorm, and I could not put the books down. Once I was done with one, I bought the other, and I just kept going and going and going. And so that's the one that it was like a marathon. I couldn't stop watching. I binge read is what I did. I binged read. Question number 8 is foreign language. Name a book that you love or series that you love that was written in another language first. There are so many books that I have read that were written in another language before they were translated into English, but the ones that I'm going to have to go with are the Grimm brothers, the Grimm fairy tales, which were originally written in German. And they weren't necessarily fairy tales, they were sort of like warnings and things like that, which I really love those. So I would have to go with that. Question number 9 is drama class. Name a series or book that is full of drama. So much drama. And I would have to go with the Highlander series by Karen Marie Mounting. And I would have to go with that because it's nothing but drama. It's basically historical romance, which most romance is all about the drama of it, the falling in love, the trials and tribulations that the couple or the characters have to go through. So I read these while I was in high school mostly, and perfect time for drama books. And so they were very good. Question number 10 is your favorite teacher. I want you to give a list of your favorite YouTubers or booktubers that you want to tag to do this. I am going to tag Kelsey at Kelsey Lee Reads, Betsy at Bookish Betsy, and I am going to tag April at Getting Hooga with It. I hope that you ladies enjoy this tag and you have fun with it. So thank you so much. That's the end of this chapter of Courtagonist. I hope that you have a lot of fun with this tag because I had a lot of fun writing these questions. And until next time, guys, happy reading. Bye.